Over the last 40 years, Ronald McDonald House Charities of South Dakota have welcomed senators, our namesake celebrity, and even a future First Lady. But the most important people to come into our lives are the more than 20,000 families who have come here for a comfortable place to sleep, a warm meal, or a shoulder to lean on. For 40 years, Ronald McDonald House Charities of South Dakota have been giving those families a little hope away from home. While we call it the house that love built, it took many years of hard work to make it a reality.
Yeah. Well, I started more than 40 years ago. I was part of Junior Service League, and one of the members called me one day and said, I want you to look at the Ronald McDonald House project. And I was so taken by the mission of the house. A home away from home for families who had children who were critically ill. So a lot of statistics were gathered and I documented a lot. And then in '82, I think it was, they approved the house and it just moved forward from there.
Okay, so we moved into the existing house, which was a 4-bedroom house on the corner of 28th and Norton in Sioux Falls. So we lived there in that house for 7 years, 24 hours a day on call. The hospital would call and say, we have a family, and I would get the information and be so excited to see somebody come.
Eventually, the need for the Ronald McDonald House outgrew the space on Norton Avenue. That led to the building of the houses near Sanford Children's Hospital and the Avera McKinnon campus.
So we were, as a board, trying to figure out how to get a Ronald McDonald House built on the Sanford campus. Sanford would donate the land, but from there we were on our own to figure out the rest. The home builders of Sioux Falls approached Sanford and said, we want to do a community project. Any ideas? Would you consider the Ronald McDonald House? We have 2 hospital systems in town, and Avera said, we would like a house on our campus as well. We think we're doing enough pediatric business to warrant and, justify it. Long story short, we figured out a way to get a second house built on the Avera campus. All the docs that work in that area were telling us, you get that thing built and it will be full. Always, both campuses, and they were right.
It really alleviates the stress of how would we find a place in Sioux Falls, where would we stay, how do we drive back and forth, and it allows them some respect and autonomy over their life. They have a room, they have privacy, they get to act like the adult that they are. And losing that in the midst of being ill or having a baby in the NICU is really hard for people, so I think it helps them to feel in control.
In our line of work, we see patients and families in times of crisis. They may have a sudden event, an injury or an accident, which sort of brings them to our facility with really no warning at all. A lot of times families come here with nothing except the clothes on their back. They may have gotten a ride in the ambulance or on a helicopter or on an airplane, and they're here in really a state of crisis. And the Ronald McDonald House has been a great resource for us to provide a kind of a safe haven for these families who are there in probably one of life's most stressful situations as they work to get their child through the hospitalization.
I don't like to see people sad. I don't like to see them unhappy. So if there's anything I can do, even if it's just to make them smile for just a little bit, that's great, because that 1 second, I've taken their mind off of what has them now gripped in sadness or gripped in pain, and they can let go of it for just a minute, and in that minute, that gives them a chance to grasp a new breath of air and start all over again.
As a mother, I cannot imagine what these families go through as they seek treatment for their child at a hospital in a different city. And for the last 40 years, the Ronald McDonald House Charities of South Dakota have worked tirelessly to keep these families together and provide them an environment where they can focus on the one thing that matters most, and that's their children's healing. And so that's why it is just so important that we rally around this charity and do whatever we can to continue keeping families close together.